Welcome to Montessori Minute. One more lesson on time. This time it's more like history, but it's relational time. It's family time compared to each other. So how old is grandma? How old is mommy? How old am I? How old is daddy? How old is great grandpa? Seeing, how old are my cousins even? Seeing the relationship in a way that allows them to really appreciate the differences in ages. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. If you have graph paper, most of us don't keep that around, but if you happen to have graph paper, or if you can print some off of the computer, then you can create long strips that are really easy to color. And this is going to be an activity for a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old. The older ones, even older than that, may be interested, but the ones that really love this, seeing and understanding the relationships in their family, are those 5 to 9-year-olds, I would say. But what they're going to do is they're going to write their name. Well, first of all, make a list of everybody in your family that you're interested in and how old they are. You may have to call them and ask if you don't know, but write how old they are. That's the first thing that you need. Then you start with the oldest one. Who's the oldest one? Great grandpa. You write great grandpa at the top. Now, again, if you have graph paper, on one line. And then you skip a few boxes and you draw a line along the top of the box until you get to 95 squares. You're going to need to tape another paper and another paper and another paper and another paper to be able to do that. The other, and then you keep going with the rest of your family. The other way to do it is to cut out strips using a ruler and decide if a 1/4 inch is going to be a year or an 1/8 of an inch is going to be a year, or how you're going to measure that. Can you imagine if you decided an inch would be a year? Grandpa would be 95 inches long. And you cut out little strips of paper that are that long. Again, you're going to have to tape things together to do it. And you put on a master piece of paper, you're going to put the picture of that person, and underneath is going to be their strip rolled up. I like to do it on a big piece of paper this way. I find that easier, but then sometimes we end up having to tape, a piece, another piece, and then another piece, and another piece, depending on how many family members you have. But you get the idea. What we're doing is creating a visual timeline and comparison, like a bar graph of our family. Long strip for great grandpa, not quite so long for grandma, shorter for mommy, and also short for me by comparison. So it's a fun activity and they love looking at it. And it makes them feel like they understand their personal family history a little bit better and how they relate to it. It's really interesting to have them go, oh, well, I'm bigger than my cousin. I may not be taller, but look, my bar is longer. So it gives them a way to feel relational to their family. And right now, that's a really hard thing for them to do because you can't see all your family, right? So have fun making a child's family timeline. I'll post the PDF so you see how it's made. Thanks for joining me today.